A comprehensive look at trends, fund profiles, and more in Exploring ETFs.
If you're thinking about investing in space, you've come to the right place, because we're going to talk about space ETFs with our ETF research director, Nina Mishra. So I know this is a popular topic, but is this too new to even think about investing in?
Yes, so this is a new, very high growth area. And I noticed that these ETFs that invest in space related companies, they have really taken off in the past month or so. So I thought it would be a good time to discuss. And a lot of growth potential. And in fact, Morgan Stanley estimates that space industry could generate revenues of $1.1 trillion or more by 2040. And look at the factors. Space Force is now officially the 6th branch of the US military. Space tourism is no longer science fiction. These companies founded by visionary billionaires, Elon Musk, SpaceX, Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin, and Sir Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic, they are competing to send tourists into space. And things like space manufacturing, asteroid mining, they may become real things in the coming years or the coming decades. So space economy definitely has a lot of potential, and there have been some massive technological advances in rocket and satellite technologies. So that has brought the costs down, and there is so much need for these technologies because you need connectivity for everything. You need more satellites. So again, a new but very high growth area worth a look.
So the ETFs we're going to look at today, are they space tourism ETFs?
So they are ETFs that focus on space-related companies, including space tourism. Now, many companies in this space are private, including Elon Musk, SpaceX, and Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin. Virgin Galactic, which was founded by Sir Richard Branson, that became the first space tourism company to go public. And the ticker symbol is very interesting, SPCE. That is one of the top holdings in these ETFs, and that stock has done really well and contributed to the performance. So as far as space tourism is concerned, I read that Virgin Galactic already has a list of 4,000 potential tourists into space who have either already paid or registered for these flights. And that includes pop star Justin Bieber and Hollywood star Leonardo DiCaprio. And these tickets, which cost more than $250,000, they are currently on hold. They are not selling as of now, but they will go into sale again. But the thing is that space tourism is becoming a real thing now.
Justin Bieber, I'd actually want to do something that he's doing. Anyway, the first ETF we're going to look at is called Procure Space ETF.
Ticker symbol is very interesting, UFO. It's the first pure play space ETF. In fact, 80% of its holdings get majority of their revenues from space-related activities. 75 basis points, which is a bit pricey, but given the unique exposure, it provides, I think, reasonable. Small ETF with 17 million in assets as of now. Now, to take a look at this ETF, we can go to the quote page on Zacks.com, and from there, the external home page of Procure ETFs, and look at the details, including the holdings. The top holding in the ETF is Mexa Technology with almost 8% weight. Now this stock is up about 300% in the past 1 year. It's a space technology company. They recently sold their Canadian arm, and the stock has just been doing too well. Virgin Galactic, which as I mentioned, which went public in October, is the second holding with about 7% weight, and other space related companies, Global Star, Intelsat, Iridium Communications. These are other holdings in the ETF.
All right, then we have the Spider S&P Kensho Final Frontiers ETF.
The ticker symbol is ROKT.
Rocket, yeah.
In fact, they changed the ticker symbol. This had another ticker symbol, a very boring one. So they decided to change the ticker symbol. Anyway, in addition to outer space, this also holds companies which are involved with deep sea exploration. They use a quantitative weighting methodology, cheaper than the other ETF, 45 basis points. And it is relatively very small, 6 million in assets under management. Again, to take a look at the ETF, you can go to the quote page. From there, the external home page, and if you look at the holdings, Mixa Technology, which I mentioned, is up 300%, is the top holding here too. And then you see a bunch of aerospace and defense companies: L3Harris, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Aerojet Rocketdyne, Teradyne. In fact, aerospace and defense accounts for 72% of the portfolio. So as I mentioned, the other ETF, UFO, is more pure-placed ETF. In this ETF, you will get a flavor of aerospace and defense companies which are also involved with space-related activities. And aerospace and defense companies have been doing very well, as we know, because of rising geopolitical tensions.
Right.
So that is why we will see the impact on the performance of this ETF.
All right, so the company that's up 300%, you said, is that a thinly traded company? Are these small companies?
These are mostly, Mixa Technology is a relatively small company, but this has so many other companies which are like very well traded. For example, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, these are all very big companies.
Right.
Now, talking about the ETFs, they are both small in size. Liquidity is not a concern because ETF's liquidity is basically determined by the liquidity of its underlying holdings. But small size usually means higher bid-ask spread. So if you are interested in these newer, smaller sized ETFs, use limit orders.
Okay.
Do not use market orders.
Makes sense. And then how do they compare?
So I have two performance slides. On this slide, I have the performance of these two ETFs versus the S&P 500 since UFO's inception, because the other one was around since 2018, late 2018. So you will see that the Kensho, the Spider Kensho ETF with the ticker symbol ROKT, has skyrocketed. It's up 25%, more than 25% since April. The other ETF, the Pure Space ETF, hasn't done so well. If you look at the performance since inception, it's up a little over 10%, whereas the S&P 500 has gained about 17% during this period.
Do you own either one?
I have another performance slide.
I know, I just thought I would get that in there before we got sidetracked again.
I do not. But they're definitely both very interesting, worth a look. I'll keep an eye on them. So on this slide, I have the performance since the start of December, because I noticed that they have really taken off since then. The Pure Space ETF is up about 14% during this period. ROKT is up about 11%, whereas the S&P 500 has gained about 7% during this period. And I think the reason for this, sudden surge in the past month or so is this excellent performance by Virgin Galactic, which is up about 100% in the last 1 month, and Mixa Technology 300% in the last 1 year.
And you can maybe sit next to Justin Bieber when you go on your trip.
Or Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, or him too. Thank you for that. I'm sure as this expands and takes off further, you'll be coming and filing updates with us. In the meantime, there's always more ETF information on our website, Zacks.com. Check it out in the Funds section. That's the button at the top toolbar that you need to get to that ETF section. And also ETF Spotlight. That's Nina's podcast that she produces and hosts weekly. All you need to do is go to the podcast page to access that. And for that, you go to the bottom of the homepage, click on the word podcast. Now then, would you like to get advance notice of positive earnings surprises even before the company earnings report actually comes out? Well, Zacks Research Breakthrough now predicting near 80% precision rate, by the way, on this, which stocks are going to beat earnings expectations. And again, that's even before their reports are released. And double-digit gains this has led to in less than a week. See the stocks that this method is picking now by going to Zacks.com/promo for more details. With Nina, I'm Terry Ruffalo.